here's a recent journal entry written on a piece of fool's cap with a pencil stub half an inch long. They don't give us long pencils unless we stab somebody with them. I'll just read you right from my journal as I wrote it that night. 10 p.m. Time for the nightly lockdown and head count. The heavy metal door to my cell lets out an ominous grinding sound, then slides abruptly shut with a loud clang, and I hear other doors clanging almost simultaneously down the cell block. The walls reverberate, as do my nerves, and my skin jumps. I'm always on edge in here, always nervous. I'm always apprehensive, and I'd be a damn fool not to be. You never let your guard down when you're a house guest in hell. Every sudden sound has its own terror. Every silence, too. Because one of those sounds, or one of those silences, I know, could well be my last. But which one? My body twitches slightly at each unexpected footfall, each slamming metal door. Will my death announce itself with a scream? Or will it do its work in silence? Will it come slow, or will it come quick, and does it matter? Wouldn't quick be better than slow anyway? Over my shoulder, a guard's shadow passes by the little rectangular window on the cell door. It's just this big. I hear his keys jangle and the mindless squawking on his two-way radio. He's peering in at me in this little tiny place. He's observing me. Observing. He sees me hunched over on my bed here, writing on this pad. I don't even look up at him. I can feel his gaze passing over me, pausing, and then moving on, and he taps on the door with his nightstick. And then he passes by, and the back of my neck creeps. Well, another day ends, and that's good. But now, another night is beginning, and the nights are much, much worse. The days, they just happen to you. But the nights, you've got to imagine them. You've got to conjure them up all by yourself, and they're the stuff of your own nightmares. The lights go down, but they never quite go out in here. There are shadows lurking everywhere, shadows inside of still other shadows, and me, I'm one of those shadows myself. I, Leonard Peltier, also known in my native country, of Great Turtle Island, as HYT Las. He leads the people, that's what that one means. Also known among my Sioux brethren as Tatewilikoya, which means wind chases the sun. That gives me a lot of comfort as I sit here in a place where there's no wind and no sun. Also known as U.S. prisoner number 89637-132. At night, the noises are magnified in your mind. The ventilation system roars and rumbles and hisses. Nameless clanks and creakings, flushings and gurglings sound inside the walls. Buzzers and bells grate at your nerves. Disembodied voices drone and squawk on loudspeakers. Steel doors are forever grinding and slamming. Then they grind and slam again. And there's an ever-present background chorus of shouts and yells and calls. Demented babblings, crazy screams, ghost-like laughter. Until maybe one day you realize one of those voices is your own. And then you really begin to worry. From time to time, they move you around from one cell to another. That's always a big deal in your life. Your cell's the only home you've got. We call it our house. The one I'm in now is a 5.5 by 9 foot cinder block closet with a steel door and a tiny window in it. There's a toilet, a sink, a double bunk bed, a couple of low wall-mounted steel cabinets that provide a makeshift desktop for all my stuff. Right now, they put another inmate in here with me after I'd gotten used to being blissfully alone for some time. He's got the upper bunk, and his snoring form sags down nearly to my head as I sit here writing on this pad. At least I get the lower bunk, because of the bad knee I've had for so many years. I presume they put my new cellmate in here with me as a form of punishment. Punishment for both of us, I suppose. Though for what? Neither he nor I have the slightest idea. For the first thing you have to understand in here is that you never understand anything in here. For sure, they don't ever want you to get comfortable, and for sure you don't. Nor do they ever want you to have a sense of security. And once again, for sure you don't. Security? That's the one thing you never get in a maximum security prison. And this yellow pad purchased at the prison commissary, I write as best I can with a pencil stub somebody's been chewing on. I can barely make out my own handwriting in the semi-darkness. But no matter, I don't know if anyone will ever even read these words. Maybe someone will. And if so, that someone can only be you. And I try to imagine who you might be, where you might be reading this. Are you comfortable? Do you feel secure? Well, let me write these words to you then personally. I, Leonard Peltier, I greet you, my friends. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your curiosity. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my iron lodge. Welcome to Leavenworth.